My fellow citizens, I'm thankful for your generous support during this election. I cannot stress that enough. Before you go out and vote, I would once again like to remind you why I am the best candidate for the job. To start off, I am a very moral, respectful, and dedicated man that only wants to further improve this country in its most innovative and cultivative time period. My opposing candidates have fought a hard fight to obtain the intense honor of being named President of the United States. However, the ultimate question that needs to be asked is, who is the better candidate for this country? If elected, I would be a fair and understanding president while still holding a firm ground on all issues. Darth Vader believes he can make this country great again, but how can we trust a president who has taken so many lives? My policies also surpass those of the other candidates. My main goals, as stated in the preamble to our Jedi Party platform, are to protect our nation from the evil surrounding us and to keep corruption at a minimum, to ensure a safe and peaceful nation that does not live in fear of foreign threats, a nation where people choose the lives they live and live in harmony among one another, a nation where citizens do not face economic or social oppression and where citizens have the right to choose how they exist. The Jedi Party protects United States citizens in a safe and peaceful America. Economically, I will relieve the power of the 1%, limit big business, and ensure the safety of small business. I will protect the middle and lower classes through taxation of the wealthy and raise minimum wage to $15 an hour. I will allow the people to unionize and organize. I will promote economic growth in our country. I also care very much about our nation's dealing with foreign affairs. I have always said that we must always act as diplomatically as possible unless our nation or our nation's integrity, strength, or people are put in danger. Terrorism will never, ever be allowed in our country or in the rest of the world. I plan to declare war on ISIS if elected and end their reign of terror. I will also end President Assad's rule on Syria and free the city of Aleppo from ISIS rule. I support the nuclear deal with Iran and will act diplomatically with countries such as Russia and North Korea unless other circumstances prevail. I will work hard to decrease the unfathomable amount of gun violence that occurs within our country. I do not believe in the confiscation of guns, and I do not agree that it is the right approach to decreasing gun violence. Instead, I plan to strengthen background checks on buyers and require training before the purchase of firearms. I believe that we should ban the sale and use of all high-capacity magazines and semi-automatic rifles due to the fact that they have been a staple of many shooters' arsenals. There also needs to be further funded research on the best way to prevent gun violence in our country and the role that depression plays in gun violence. I Obi-Wan to create a safer nation for our country. As president, I will work tirelessly to maintain or edit the Affordable Care Act, as I believe everyone should be able to afford or have health care. I will try to better regulate drugs in this country and will continue the war on drugs to prevent more violence and overdoses. Addiction support services will surely be on the rise if I am elected. As for marijuana, I believe that this is an issue of the states and will allow the legislature of each state to individually rule on the use of both medical and recreational marijuana. Lastly, I will make sure the sale and use of prescription drugs is heavily monitored. On the issue of abortion, I believe it is 100% a woman's right to choose. Who has the right to tell others what they can and can't do with their own body? I support Roe v. Wade and will not support the Helms Amendment to prohibit funds to abortion services. If a woman cannot afford an abortion, the government will help cover the expenses. Students spend thousands of dollars in student loans every year, and over the next decade, it is estimated that the federal government will make over $110 billion in profit off of student loans. The government should not be making money off of students who already struggle to fund their education. I vow to make debt-free college a reality through tax on Wall Street speculators. Under my presidency, free college will not remain just a common debate. Our citizens deserve infinite opportunities, and debt-free college provides them with the educational opportunities that they deserve. I will work to save our environment. I recognize climate change as a big issue, unlike my opponent, Darth Vader, who doesn't recognize it. We will work to switch from fossil fuels to more renewable energy sources. Our country also has a huge criminal problem. I will work with our police on correct training to reduce the tensions between the people and their law enforcement over racial profiling, violence, among other things. We will seek help for those caught with drugs, and we will work to support their recovery rather than incarcerating them. We will abolish the death penalty and once again end mass incarceration. Lastly, we will work to treat minorities with more respect and will protect them and their rights. Finally, with smuggling, we agree that the circumstances of smuggling truly do make the situation, and a panel of judges will determine the penalty if needed. I would once again like to say that I am the best candidate for the job. I reiterate that I am brave, strong, and smart. I helped my master, Qui-Gon Jinn, rescue Princess Padme Amidala. I also sensed the darkness in my opponent, Darth Vader, even before my own master did, and almost freed the galaxy from his evil. I saved the life of Luke and Leia's mother, and helped save them after their birth. Years later, I rescued Luke Skywalker again from Tusken Raiders. I trained him in the ways of the Force, and even sacrificed myself for him. I helped him and supported him throughout his journey. Also, I stepped up to help my opponent, Princess Leia, after she begged me to help, calling me her only hope. For all these reasons, and many more, I believe that I would make a great president. My policies are strong, and I will be the best candidate for the job. Remember this election day. I am Obi-Wan Kenobi, and I, Obi-Wan, to be your president.